Do you smoke?
I dibble and dabble.
Mm.
I
Probably getting old too.
Huh?
Another thing too.
You play football.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, in college, I used to smoke a lot.
That'll do it.
I was a big smoker. The thing is, I have a love-hate relationship with smoking. I'm not someone who could be productive when I smoke. I'm lazy as fuck. I want to eat mad shit, and I just want to watch TV. Like, do nothing productive. But when I have a really good trip, and I appreciate my trips now, I used to just get me anxious. My trips usually lead me to very good thoughts. And then when I get sober,
when I
let it. Now I've been able to let it take its course because I don't think too much. I just personally have to get outside where there's not a lot of people and just walk around. I have to do that. And then thoughts start coming. Oh shit, you're not, you know what I mean? Certain things, like I was telling Malcolm a few podcasts ago, I feel like I wasn't being kind enough to the world. And I never realized that until I got high as shit. And I'm like, yo, you're always arguing with Malcolm. You always like, you're always kind of being a dick when your mom talks to you. Not that I'm rude to my mom, but it's like, I'm not as kind as I need to be. And I would have never been able to come to that realization if I didn't get high as shit. So for me personally, I realized the fucking value in some good weed, man.
That's the thing about drugs.
Like, word. Like,
quality.
You know, it's funny it's funny that you called it a trip. I never heard anybody call a weed high a trip.
For me, it's trippy as fuck. I go into the dark hole sometimes when it comes to weed. Like,
and that's the great thing about it too, though. Like, cause it can be used to like pacify things and make you not want to think about the certain things that you need to think about. But that will make people stay addicted. The way that you used it, or I don't know if you still use it that way. You're trying to unlock something.
Yes.
You're trying to find some truth. Trying to find something that can make you grow. You know what I mean? And it could be scary too, though. Because like it will, like all kinds of drugs do. And sometimes I consider weed as a psychedelic based depending on how you use it.
1000% is. Unless you're always high and you've built up such a tolerance that you don't experience that.
Right.
If you're like a regular smoker, it's definitely a psychedelic.
And if you use it right and you just like let your thoughts come to you, you're gonna get a lot of epiphanies. But again, you gotta let yourself get there. And then anxiety attacks come when you don't. Like when these thoughts come, you like trying to like pack them in. That's when the anxiety attacks come. That's when the bad highs come. So it's dope that you did that. Like a lot of people don't really talk about weed in that way.
No,
you know
for me, and that's why I had to stop smoking because I was addicted. I'll say it straight up. I was addicted. I started smoking weed with tobacco, and that really like locked me in.
With the frontal leaf? Or just
bro,
tobacco?
I used to take games. Like, this is what I used to do. Like, I used to, you've rolled games before, right?
No, I don't know that.
You never rolled a game? A backwood?
Yeah, but I don't. That was like years ago.
But you know, like the guts from the backwood, I would keep that, dry it out, and then when I rolled my weed, it would be like half weed, half tobacco. And to me, that shit was amazing because you get high,
it feels good.
You get lightheaded and shit. Like you feel like you on a cloud, bro. Like that's literally one of the best.
You really
feelings.
feel high.
Yeah, you feel high, but you also it's hard to explain.
Funny as hell.
It's hard to explain, but
That's dirty.
Have you done psychedelics?
No, but I'm not gonna say I want to, but based on how I feel about weed and how it can help you, I feel like I'd be doing myself a disservice if I never did it.
If you didn't, right?
Yeah. But I don't. It's tough. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that.
The thing about psychedelics, and I've done LSD. I haven't done mushrooms or anything like that. I would like to try it just to figure out, what it does. But the thing about psychedelics, it acts as like this key to unlock things in your mind that you probably either try to not think about or need to think about. Like it gives you some truth. And one thing, and if I could put give it this one sentence or one liner, it helps you feel the things that you already understand. You know what I mean?
Pay no attention to.
Pay no attention to.
Can you talk about your trip?
Yeah, so I had taken it, like I was just doing. I found it real fascinating. Like I used to like think badly of it just because of the community. Like black people don't want to do extra shit. You know what I mean? Like that's the white people shit. You know what I mean?
Just like that too.
But it was interesting to me just because of like different artists that did it, like Jimi Hendrix or A$AP Rocky. They would talk about it in a way where it doesn't sound like it's like bad,
like a druggy kind of thing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I did it with intention. I meditated. I did it with my girl. I did it.
Okay.
We meditated before because I read that if you need to like really like be present or else you're gonna have a bad trip. So I did that. We did that.
So you already was meditating like weeks before. This was like a daily.
No, right before. No.
Oh, so it was your first time meditating?
No, it wasn't my first time.
Okay.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I meditated. I don't do it as much anymore, but I was meditating like frequently before I had done it too. So I was already like in a present space. And you definitely have to be present if you want to have a good trip. But one of the most memorable things about it was we had went to the roof at nighttime just to look at the stars, because that's somebody on YouTube said like you understand space differently when you're on LSD, right? We went to the roof. I looked in the sky. It was like hour 6 of the trip, right? I looked into the sky and I felt myself floating in space with Earth and rotating. And it's something that you already understand, like, yo, we're in space. We're in space right now. You know what I mean? But you kind of, I felt it though. Like I felt like I saw the edge of Earth. And Earth is, I'm not a flat earther, but I felt like
I know what you're saying.
You know
like
what I mean?
like you're kind of outside of it, kind of thing, experiencing it.
Yeah, but I'm in it though.
Yeah.
And I felt it, and that's what I meant by things like that you already understand, but you feel it. So just imagine that with just anything that you do. You know what I mean? It helped me understand certain things that I would say, like when you get older, you kind of lose that your brain isn't the neuroplasticity. You don't really like learn things anymore. Things aren't new to you anymore.
Exactly.
But when you are on LSD, things are new. Things are vibrant. You're able to receive things in a way that your ego wouldn't let you before. Just for whatever reason, whatever predispositions you had. When you're on LSD, you say, fuck all that. I'm ready for what the world is trying to give me. It's crazy.
That's
the world.
It's amazing.
You use the exact word I was thinking about, ego, right? And for me, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I smoke weed, this is what happens to me. Maybe not on a heavy level, but that's why we just kind of like a psychedelic to me, because we all experience things, right? Like young black men, like we have to be so fucking tough just to make it through this world that we live in, and we create these really like hard exteriors, and we're kind of like concrete, and we don't let things penetrate us anymore. It's very few things we let penetrate us. Pause. No homo.
And that's an example of it, though.
Word.
But you pausing it is an example of something not penetrating. You know
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's like, yeah, go on though.
And we're so blind to, as you said, things we know, things we should understand, things that are going to make us better men, better husbands, better sons. But as we said, that hard exterior, which is extremely beneficial. I understand why we have it, but when you get on these trips, it's like, oh shit, I've been doing myself a disservice the whole time by not allowing certain things to penetrate me, by not allowing certain emotions to come into me. Like, I kind of treat my girlfriend like shit. Like, why am I always angry every time she speaks to me? Like, I'm being a dick. Things that you're so set in your way of living, you just kind of go like, this is how I am. This bitch is annoying. Like, whatever it may be, bro.
And then you be like, maybe I'm wilding.
Yeah,
but you're not like, oh, I'm wilding.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But when you get in that trip, it's like, I'm wilding. Yeah. I'm wilding.
Yeah.
Like, word.
She right. I need to listen to her. It don't be like that.
And that's the thing. Like, it's crazy because drugs at the same time, like, kind of like limits your emotions, but it also heightens it at the same time too. You know what I mean?
What kind of drugs are we talking?
I'm not like weed, psychedelics. I mean, I've never done coke or meth or anything like that, so I can't speak towards that. You know what I mean? But those kind of drugs, like, I'm not gonna say LSD actually, but weed, like, sometimes a lot of people smoke it just to like not feel anything, but then you end up feeling everything
right after. you back into reality when you come back from your.
If you let it though.
I'm emotional as fuck on weed, bro. I remember one time, and number one,
this. But probably because you're emotional as fuck in general.
I'm an emotional person.
You know what I mean?
Which is a good thing and a bad thing.
If you can't control it.
I can't control my emotions. I know why it is, and that's why I'm working on it right now. You know what I mean? Everything comes from things that we experience as kids. But one time I got high as fuck in Brooklyn. And mind you, I really don't smoke in Brooklyn. Like, I usually smoke. First of all, the weed out here is too hot.
Gas.
Bro, oh my God.
Straight loud pack. Yeah.
Are you putting something in the weed out here?
Probably.
Bro, I will take one hit, bro. high for 6-7
that
hours.
rapper weed. That you can't
Word,
smoke that
bro.
shit,
It's
bro.
like,
That's
what?
what Nick be saying, bro. I'm not smoking this rapper weed.
Shit
No,
is
nigga, I'm
crazy.
not smoking Brooklyn weed. Send me that shit from upstate, nigga. Come on. Let me get that low grade. I don't know why people hate Reg so much.
Reggie is so fire, bro. It's not so fire, but it's like it does what it needs to
the
do.
job, and that's the
Right.
thing. Like, I'm spilling all the beans right now. My mom gonna be like, "What the fuck, Nick?" But when I went to Trinidad the last time, their weed is all homegrown. You know what I mean?
Same with Jamaica.
And you smoke it, and it's like, oh, this is
This
what
is
weed is
it's
supposed to
That's
be
what
like.
it's supposed to be.
You supposed to be cool, calm, relaxed, and not
Nagging.
feel retarded and not feel anxious. That's what the weed do to you. And you know what's similar to that? CBD.
Yeah,
Have you ever
that's a
smoked?
fact.
Oh, yeah.
That okay.
That's what I smoke.
CBD feel like what weed is supposed to be like. You know what I mean?
That's what I smoke primarily.
Really,
CBD,
CBD.
okay.
Like I don't even smoke. Like I'll take a puff or two of like THC, but I don't smoke whole blunts anymore or half a blunt either. Even
I've
of
never
THC.
been a facer. I think I've faced one blunt my whole life.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't need to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I don't have the tolerance to do that because I
Yeah.
don't smoke weed that much in general. But CBD gives you that same feeling, that body high. Not even body high, just that relaxation, that stress relief that you get without the psychoactive effect.
And you get enough psychoactive to be like, oh, I smoked some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's
But I
not
don't
like
look
you're
like
like,
it.
Yeah,
Yup,
word.
exactly.
type
You
shit,
don't
you
look
feel
like
me?
it. I'm good.
Like, you know what I mean?
You could do what you gotta do for the day.
You know what I first and this is why I used to feel guilty smoking weed, because if I got really high and my mom calls me, anybody call me, I can't answer because nigga, I know I'm high. I'm not about to sound like Nick Johnson. I'm about to sound wild as fuck. And with CBD, I realized, like, even though I might feel high, I could just talk like regular. It's kind of automatic. You know what I mean? But what was I saying? I was saying something.
You were talking about weed, how it helps you with your feelings. And you
Oh yeah,
emotional?
so I smoked the weed in Brooklyn and took one hit, bro. Like I already smoked real small blunts, so I'll probably take like a quarter of a dime and roll that. Took one hit, was high as hell for like 4 or 5 hours, and I remember just sitting down in my apartment by myself, and I'm like, yo, I really love my mom, yo. And I did start crying like, yo, this woman birthed me. This woman loves me. She's done everything for me. She suffered for me. And it's like, yo, I just love her. And I had to call her, bro. I just had to call her and be like, yo, ma, I dead ass love you. Like, you need me to come pick you up from work and shit. Like, that's how emotional I get
That was
sometimes.
a calling probably.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She
And it
probably needed to get picked up from work. She needed that phone call.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, word. And it kind of made me understand, like, even to this day, it's carried on. Like, yo, you just need to appreciate your mother a little bit more. Even though I already appreciate her. But sometimes,
Again, feeling what you understand already.
Ever told on a nigga? No. Ever squeezed the trigger? Yep. Ever set a nigga up? No. Ever helped a brother out when he was down on his luck?